Namaste. I'd like to invite you to join me in a guided meditation that's based on Yoga Sutra um, 2.33. So, chapter 2 and shloka 33, which um, is the practice of Pratipaksha Bhavana, which means when basically disturbed by negative thoughts, cultivate the opposite. And I find this to be such a wonderful practice and something that we can practice for a long time. It's a way to meet negative thoughts, negative emotions, and find a little more control. So, first, take a moment to get comfortable, finding a comfortable seated position, whether you're sitting on the floor, on a cushion, or in a chair. And then take a moment just to feel the straightness in your spine. Soften or relax the shoulders. And feel free to either close the eyes or just kind of soften and gaze down at the floor. And take a moment just to notice how you feel. Notice the flow of your breath. And gently begin to start to slowly and gradually increase both your inhale and your exhale. So starting to invite the breath to be more conscious. No need to overbreathe, but just consciously breathing more and more, drawing that inhale in and letting that exhale out. Just noticing how your body feels in this moment. And next, we're going to practice just a few 4 to 6 ratio breaths, just to help draw the mind more and more inwards, become more centered. And then we'll move into a visualization. So on your next inhale, we're going to count to 4. So allowing the breath to be smooth and fluid. And then count to 6 as you exhale. Again, just allowing that exhale to flow smoothly and fluidly. Just repeating that again with your breath rate, your count rate. Count to 4 as you inhale. And count to 6 as you exhale. And again, continuing that for a couple more breaths. 4 as you inhale. 6 as you exhale. And then whenever you reach the bottom of the next exhale, starting to let go of counting, let go of the breath, and just watch the breath as it returns to its own natural rhythm. Notice how your nervous system feels. Now we'll gently shift the focus just to a visualization. So taking a moment just to connect to a familiar negative thought that comes often, that you struggle with. And for the purposes of experiencing this exercise, you're invited to choose something maybe a little more mild rather than severe. Something that kind of stays with you or has done so in the past. Something straightforward. Some examples could be repetitive thoughts like, that person really annoys me, or I'm not smart enough. So notice specifically how this thought feels in your body, how that feeling shows up in your body. Does it feel like something hard or tight in your chest? Maybe a lump in your throat? Or even just a feeling of heaviness in the pit of your stomach? There are so many possibilities. There's no right or wrong. It's just taking a moment to notice how it feels for you, to notice your unique experience. Can you be present with and tolerate just this feeling of the cognition, that negative statement in your body? If you can't tolerate the feeling, please feel free to open your eyes, take a deep breath, and try the practice another time. But if you'd like, we can continue to proceed. Noticing how does your body feel when you hold this cognition. So when you take a moment just to be with it and sense it in the body. Are you familiar with this feeling in your body? Have you experienced it before? Do you experience it regularly? Take a moment to consider what you usually do when you encounter this feeling. Just take a moment just to keep reflecting on that. What do you usually do when you encounter this feeling? Good. Now we'll gently put all of that aside, starting to let it go as we are finished with it. So next, I want to invite you to start to prepare yourself to shift your focus. What thought would be the opposite of this negative thought? Some examples of opposite thoughts, or the previous examples that I use, could be I send compassionate thoughts to that person, or I am intelligent as well as honest and kind. So create an opposite thought, a thought or cognition that not only provides an antidote to your negative thought, but that also brings with it an opposite feeling. Once you have determined the new thought, notice how it feels in the body. Notice how it feels different than the previous disturbing feeling. Label it specifically. For example, my stomach feels relaxed. Or maybe my forehead has softened. Or my throat feels open. Continue to sit quietly, noticing your breath and experiencing the sensations in your body that are related to this new thought, this opposite thought, the one you started with. Just exploring the feelings in the body, the breath, as you're with this new, more positive thought. Good. And then slowly starting to draw awareness specifically back to the breath. We'll start to consciously take some breaths in and out, consciously inhaling and exhaling, and just letting go of the thoughts, that experience. And then when you're ready, let's gently bring the palms together at your heart. And then we'll gently end with Om Shanti. You can join me, or you can just listen. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Good. Next, go ahead and just take a nice deep breath in and let it out through the mouth. Thank you for joining me for this practice, and continue to keep coming back to it and even incorporate it into daily life, taking time when you're aware of a negative thought wave that comes up and challenging yourself to get curious and come to what might be the opposite and notice how that feels. Namaste.